Good day to everyone. Good evening, everyone. You are highly welcome to Physics Mathematics Dismantle channel. Here is the example calculation of the substance of vector using triangular method. Like the previous explanation concerning about the substance of a vector. Now, today we want to solve the vector problem using triangular method. Not to miss work without wasting much of our time. Now let's quickly move on. Find the resultant of a vector of a force 7 Newton, 3 Newton, acting perpendicularly to each other using triangular method. This it is not a problem. What we are going to do now is to draw. Then don't forget that there were two forces. Then you can draw it using triangular method. Like the way I told you, we have it this way, and then at the end of the day, you have your things this way. Perpendicular simply means this way. If this one acts as 7 Newton, while this one acts as what? 3 Newton. Then you can have your what? You have your theta here. This is the direction. This is the direction. Then you may have this one as this, and this will be at the junction, or you may have your egg here. Depends on the way you want it. Then you know that one is acting this way, the other is acting this way. Don't forget as a triangular, then they may act one that is the head to tail. Don't forget that. Here is our resultant. Then what is the formula you are using here? R equals to the square root of let me call it x squared plus y squared. What is x? This horizontal represents x, while this is y represents the vertical. And at the end of the day, you have your r to be equals to, then what represents the horizontal? You have 3 squared plus what represents the vertical? You have your 7 squared. And at the end of the day, you have your r to be equals to, that is 9 plus 60, that 49. And at the end of the day, you have your r to be equal to, you add it together. We have 9 plus 9, 18, remainder 1, that is 58. And from here, once you have your 58 here, then the final r is going to be, then you can use your calculator. Use your calculator to press square root of 58 to give us 7 point. The square root of 58 will give us 7.62 Newton. And you can have it that way, 7.6 Newton by approximation. Then having gotten the magnitude, then you need your direction. Then how am I going to get my direction? Direction is simply means theta, and this is my theta. Just come here and use tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. You can use it that way. Then what is my opposite? Opposite is equal to 7 all over 3. The same thing as vertical. That is your vertical all over horizontal. I think you can get it like that. This is vertical all over horizontal. And at the end of the day, you have your theta to be equal to half tan of 7 divided by this will be 1 point. Then remainder, you have 2, sorry. You have 2, 3 times 2, 6, remainder 1. Then in 1 you have your 3, then 3, 3, 3. That is what you are going to have. Or you use your calculator to say that 7 divided by 3 to give us 2.333. And at the end of the day, your theta will be equals to half tan of this. Press the shift and then you press the tan. After press the tan, you press your answer. Then it's giving us what? 66.8 degree. That is 66.8 degree is our arctan of what? Arctan of this. Yes. Then the arctan of this is equal to 6 point what? That is 6.8. Don't mind me. Now, that is c theta is equal to this. This is how to use a triangular method to solve. If you are not given diagram, but you are given in terms of theory, then you can use this. Then you solve it yourself, you draw the diagram in a simple way, then you get it as using this formula. Resistance can be calculated. This is your vertical, this is your horizontal. Then the horizontal representing x, while the vertical representing y. Anywhere that you want to find your direction is going to be vertical all over horizontal, and you are getting what you are getting it. But in another way from, if the bearing is included, then there is another way that you can calculate something like this, which example is coming there. Now let's quickly go to the second one. What is happening with the second one? Are we going to use the same method for this first one? Now let's check it. In the below diagram, use the triangular method to find its resistance. Can you see we have head and we have tail? Element you have is something like this, then you apply a simple mathematics method. What is that? Then for you to solve this solution now, the solution of this is, then you have this simple diagram that goes this way. Don't forget that you have something this way. And then you have an angle outside, which is angle 30 degree. Don't forget that this one is a straight line, which is 180 degree. 180 minus 30, it will give you 150. Therefore, you have your what? You now have your resistance this way. And then they said that what? In this diagram, you have this place to be 4 Newton, and you have this place to be what? 3 Newton. And you have this thing here. Now, what is the next thing that you need to do? Are we going to use the same method of R equals to vertical into vertical and horizontal? No, because this one is having a kind of angle which is more than what we are expecting. Now, this is not a 90 degree, but an obtuse triangle. Any moment you have something like this, the type of formula you are going to use here is also applicable when we reach to the parallelogram as well. Then we are using cosine rule here. What does that cosine rule mean? It means that r squared equals to f1 squared plus f2 squared minus 2f1 f2 cos theta. What should be our cos theta? What is f1? This is our f1. What is f2? This is our f2. And then what called for this minus? That generally we do have this one. But the condition of this will tell us more about this. We are looking at this now. What quadrant do you find this? This is 150. It's going to be 180 minus 150. Any moment you find the cos of 30, it must give you the negative. That negative will be the one that will turn this one to the word positive. We have r squared to be equals to, what is my f1 there? I have 3 squared plus 4 squared. You can pick any as it is. Then the minus here, as in this one, is going to be, I don't know whether you've understood something called a trigonometry, or yes, trigonometry there. We have something called a cast and we have acts. If it is act, it is for trigonometry. If it is cast, it is for bearing. Then you can see it, and therefore you'll be able to know the CAST if it is something like this. Then when this one is in the first one, when this one it is positive, when this one it is, that is what I mean about that. Now, so far we are not going to that place. When we reach to that end, then we'll be able to talk about this. This will now change to plus. We have 2 into 4 times 3 cos what? Cos 150. Which cos 150 that you have here, remember that it's the same thing as cos 30. That is it. Therefore, our r squared will be equals to 9 plus 16 plus 2 times 12 times, when you look at this inside calculator, must give you a negative, cos 150 will give you minus, and that minus is the one that changing this one. You don't need to put minus again. That is 8660. That is what we are going to put there. Don't forget that you get minus here. That minus is the one that cancels this to make it positive form. And this one will be our thing. 16 plus this one will give us 25 plus 2 times 12. We have 2 times 12, which is 24 multiplied by 0.8667. Please make sure you multiply these together. Don't multiply it separately. 24 times 0.8660. Then we have this. We have 25 plus 20.784 to be given us this as r squared. And our r will be equal to square root of, we have the two together, plus 25. It will give us 45.784 to be equals to, we find the square root of it. Square root of the answer is 6.7, approximately to 7 Newton. That is for the resultant. That is how to get a resultant is that. We've gotten our resultant in this way. If the resultant is this, then the said resultant of this, it must have a direction as well. Like the way we did this, that we have our resultant as this, the direction must even written. Then we write this way. That is 7.62, 10.62 Newton, 66.8 degree. That is how to write the word, how to find the magnitude and direction of a resultant. Likewise, like this. Then, how are you now going to find this thing now, which is small theta that you have here? Then you are still going to use another formula called sine rule. Called what? Sine rule. We are going to use that one. Call it what? A sine rule. Now let's quickly go to this side. Using sine rule. Using sine rule. And how are we using the sine rule? It's going to be A all over sine A equals to B all over sine B equals to C all over sine C. When I reach here, then when I reach here in mathematics, then I should be able to explain to you how does this one comes alive. Now let's quickly just move down. What do we have here? Then we need to look at our, you can see that this one is one that faces here. I have this one to face here. This is small a, this is capital A, because theta is representing capital A. Let's assume I have like that. And this is even face this one. Then I only have my R all over, I will have my R all over this angle. That is sine 150 to be equals to, I have this 3 all over this theta to be sine theta that I'm looking for. Don't forget that my R, it is my resultant, to give me 6.77 all over. What is sine 150? Remember I use cos here. What is sine 150 now? Sine 150 is equal to 0.5. Sine 150 is equal to 0.5 to be equal to 3 all over sine theta. I only cos multiply, 3 multiplied by 0.5 divided by 6.77 is equal to sine theta. Don't forget as it is, because we don't want to waste much of our time, times 3, which is 1.5 all over 6.77. 1.5 divided by 6.77, then it will give us 0.22. Then you can have it, because it is sine, then you can have it in 4 places. That is 1, 6. And at the end of the day, your theta, that is your direction, will be equal to arc sine of the any answer you get here. Then in calculator, you can press shift. After you press shift, then you press sine, and then your answer, then you get your something called theta is equal to 12.8 degree. Theta is equal to 12.8 degree. Don't forget that we are acting on a, if you can have it this way, if you can have it this way as a triangle, because we are using triangle method, we have this one equals to this. If it's a triangular method and you project this one up, then remember that everything here is going to be 90 degree. Then the real angle will now be equals to 90 minus 12.8 to give you the original direction. 90 minus answer, then will give us 77.2 degree. The final answer of this now is equal to our resultant equal to 6.77 Newton, 6.77 Newton, 77.2 degree. 77.2 degree. This one is 6.77 as in this, why this is 77.2. Why do I do this? Remember that this one is formed from the what external force here, If you now want to carry it better, remember that we are using triangular method. Therefore, you need to construct in this way. That's why we need to what? We need to bring this out of this area. And at the end of the day, we have this 12.8 minus 90 in order to give us 77.2. That is the end of this. That is the end of this for you. And this is the solution, how to use the triangular method irrespective of anything given to you. You can see the way we are using this formula, likewise like this as well. Any of the problem given to you that you don't understand, then you can forward it to me. Make sure you like, make sure you watch it very well. I pray that the Lord will continue to descend His wisdom on every head that watching this video. Thank you so much. May God bless you.